YouTube, what's up? Let's talk about pendulum sights for bows. Since I was really young, probably 16 years old, and had a Darton M30, maybe it was, MX, something to that degree, but it was an old Darton compound bow. The first sight I put on it was a pendulum sight. Don't know how I picked it or why I picked it. This is what it was. This gizmo here. But I put this on there and I got really used to using it, and I kind of just stuck with the pendulums except for one brief spell when a bow that I bought, the fella at the bow store convinced me to go peep sight, 3 sight pins, and that year I missed a really, really nice deer. And I'm not saying it's any fault of the sight pins or anything like that. It's my fault because I just wasn't used to it like I was the pendulum. But if I had the pendulum, I feel like my chances for success would have been much higher. The idea is when you cant your bow down, so if my hand is let's say the string of the bow, obviously this is on the riser, but if my hand's the string and I've got to tilt the string, you can see what the sight's doing. It's coming towards my finger. And if I have to go up, it's going away from my finger. So I think this one was designed, if you set it up shooting flat at 20 yards, it was good out to maybe 30 or 35 yards, and as close in as 5 yards right below you. Something to that. The one that I found, packaging's not perfect, but found that I don't think that's the original price. That maybe it is, I don't know, but pretty cool. When you got them, they did not, the main pin you looked at was always just a brass color. So I used to put a little bit of white fingernail polish on it so it would stand out and be easier to see. To me, one of the downsides of these old pendulum sights is when you're moving them back and forth, they're completely silent. But there's just enough slop in this black arm here that when you release your shot, it'll give it a tiny bit of twang. And, if you're trying to go for the ultimate silent type deal, which you're obviously never going to get complete silence, but you try to reduce it as much as you can, this just didn't help it. But these sights are pretty cool. So, yep, really neat little sight.